Testing, testing. Okay, audio seems to be working. Here we go. Mr. Ivan, hello man. I have downloaded KDE Linux and I haven't tried it yet, so I was thinking about trying it out live in front of everyone. Probably a stupid idea, but you never know. Things just might work from the first attempt on Linux. Why? I mean, why not? No, there are two KDE Linuxes. One is called, I forgot, but there is one that's Ubuntu based. You're absolutely correct about that. But there is one new one. Let me just switch to the, okay. So there is a new one that's actually based on Arch, and it's not actually Arch Linux. It's heavily customized like SteamOS, and it's immutable, so you can't really destroy it. Let's try to zoom this in so you can see what is this about. So they say KDE Linux codenamed Project Banana, proposed this year. Arch for normies. I wouldn't really call it Arch because, you know, when people say Steam Deck is Arch Linux, it's not. It is, but it's actually not, because it's so heavily customized and immutable that the idea is that you can't really kill it. The only thing that's Arch-based is the base that they are supposed to take in certain cadence, right? But you can't really kill it. So these are the goals. Be the KDE operating system, user-friendly, high-quality user interface, user experience, apologies, does not break, or at least easy to recover. And there is something written below about this. Keeping security in mind, no packaging knowledge needed to develop for it, focused on modern technologies. I think that's Flatpak. Attractive for our hardware partners. Any edition can be used as the main system by our developers for internal dog fooding purposes. Is this readable on your screen, or should I zoom in a little bit more? Support switching between editions, releases, schedules at any time. I think this is the exact same that SteamOS does it. Like when you switch from normal edition to beta version or experimental edition, it basically just downloads the beta edition to a different partition, and then you reboot, and then you're on a different one. I'm a bit quieter. Okay, I can go closer. I don't know why I am quiet. To be, my microphone seems to be all the way up. I don't know, I just bring it closer to my mouth and let me know if that's better, or am I clipping or something. Actually, let's put this on so that I can go as close as possible without popping too much. Audio is fine. Okay. Joshua says there is kind of third KDE Linux called KOS, but that one is not from KDE team, is it? I'm actually not familiar. Exercise code paths for containerized apps and immutable base systems to improve KDE software deploying using these technologies in other environments. I'm not actually sure what they mean. Proprietary NVIDIA kernel driver for graphics cards older than GTX. NVIDIA GPUs must either be new enough to use the open source kernel modules that can be distributed in tree, or else use Nuvo. Okay, I guess this is the future. VirtualBox emulation, okay. Vendor-specific VPNs that require custom out-of-tree kernel modules that cannot be redistributed with the kernel due to licensing compatibility. Okay. Target audience and use cases. Okay, so the stable edition ships only released software on a delayed schedule. So this is like Arch Linux frozen in time. at a certain date, and what you get is what you get. And then when the next schedule comes, they will just give you the latest snapshot of Arch Linux. Based on to be disclosed quality metrics. Enthusiast Edition ships released software and releases to user on upstream KDE schedule, like KDE Neon. Oh, so that's the one that Ivan mentioned, KDE Neon, right? Additionally, when there are any beta releases, ships the beta. So this is for enthusiast. And Testing Edition, this is like daily, and this is basically what I downloaded on my USB stick, literally a daily snapshot. Reproducible builds must pass. What is CI? Automated UI testing. Base OS is Arch-based. OS updates are of some degree rolling. Snapshot-based releases with relatively recent libraries. I suppose this could mean something like released every 4 months, but I'm just guessing. This is my pure guesswork. System deboot as the bootloader with nice boot theming. This is nice for newbies. Better file system or butter file system encryption for all mutable data, home directory and cache locations. Okay, included recovery partition. Read-only base system like Steam OS 3, Fedora, Kinoite, and OpenSUSE Kalpa. Atomic image-based AEB updates with rollback functionality. So this is exactly what SteamOS does, because when I first tried to upgrade my Steam Deck to beta version of software, it updated to the latest operating system version, and this all passed like you would expect. And when I told the system to go back to the non-beta version, like to stable released version, I expected that nothing will happen until the next releases, so I would get the next stable upgrade, right? That was my expectation. But instead, it just rolled back to the previous version because it uses 2 partitions. I think both are like 5 gigabytes. It works sort of like Xbox, if that makes sense to say, because the whole system is in one package. You really are not supposed to be able to kill it. Instead of legacy packages, we target modern deployment systems such as Flatpak and systemd sysx. I'm not sure what that is actually. Apps are from Flatpak and maybe also Snap if it's not too hard on the user experience is okay. Valent by default, automatic user data backup system using snapshots on the file system with nice GUI like Apple Time Machine. Okay, dconfly configuration management UI suitable for enterprise and managed environments. Simple input method configuration, troubleshooting, hardware support on to-do list, software separation, security model, blah, 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 blah. And there are now installation instructions. So let me switch to my laptop now. Okay. Turn off the display capture here. Okay, this is my laptop with the where is it? Okay. Where am I typing my password? Nowhere. I'm a bit confused. Okay, my FreeBSD is a bit broken at the moment. But never mind, let's just reboot it and we're going to kill it anyway. This is my T580 with FreeBSD installed, and we're going to see the logo now. Yeah, that's the BS boot logo. Okay, see, that's the boot from FreeBSD. Let's just reboot it one more time so I can pick the USB stick for installing. Entering boot menu. Okay. NVMe, USB, HDD. This is supposed to be KDE. Sorry for the tiny picture. It is what it is. Silver blue, but with KDE. Okay. But that's not the that's not from KDE team. That's from Fedora, right? What you see on the screen, that's the boot stick booting. I have downloaded the nightly image from KDE. Let me show you. I'll just switch quickly to my PC. There is where was it? Download here. Basically, there's files KDE.org, and you can download the latest image. I have downloaded it from a couple of days ago. Gotta answer this call. Give me a second. Okay, so the USB stick booted. I'm going to make it unify outputs. Okay, so that we can see the same thing on both screens. I have, this is the, let me show you. This is the laptop where I am installing it, and it's connected via HDMI to the capture card on my PC, which is streaming. That's the charger. Okay. Welcome to KDE Linux. Install system. So this is what the new user is going to see. Access the internet. Press here to use your wireless. How's the audio? Simple by default. Powerful where needed. We can start some applications, maybe, or this is just the standard welcome center for KDE. Okay, so we have install system here. Should I connect to internet first, or let's run the installer offline completely. Let's not connect to the internet. The system is not connected to the internet. This computer does not satisfy some of the recommended requirements for installing KDE Linux. Installation can continue, but some features might be disabled. Oh, well, let's do what it asks. Let's connect to the wireless. And we need a password for that. Give me a second. Found it. Actually, let's not do that. There's a better way to go to internet. Cable. Okay. Let's see if that works. Connecting, connected. Okay, let's do the installer again. Welcome to KDE installer. American English. Next. Let's switch to here. Europe, Zagreb. System language will be set to English. Numbers and locals will be set to Croatia. Next, and I want my own keyboard. keyboard default. Click here to test. Okay, next. Replace a partition, erase disk, manual partitioning. Let's do the erase disk like we are totally noobs. This will delete all data currently present on the selected storage device. And we have 1 terabyte SSD and 1 flash drive. Encrypt system. Let's not do this this time. It will make it 4 gigs, FAT32, and the rest is the system. Okay, next, your full name. Computer name irrelevant. Password, login automatically without asking for the password. That's fine for this demonstration. Creating partitions. Okay. Okay, while this is installing, I can catch up with chat, since it mentions some different Fedora version that you have never heard about. Okay, it's actually called Atomic OS type. Atomic is, as far as I know, different from Immutable. Immutable is... Atomic is when you can, I suppose, when you can drop a change without altering the source file. So either you have written everything or you haven't written anything. While Immutable is the version of file system that you cannot alter at all. So these two things can coexist together. But yeah, the update process is atomic. You're right about that. By the way, unrelated to KDE, you updated all your Apple devices to latest OS and you got Apple Intelligence on Mac, but not on any other device. Even they are all set to EU. Okay. Okay. Running shell processes. We're still installing this. While this is installing, we can run a web browser here. I think. One would expect. Dinner is ready. Okay, man. I have clicked on the Firefox, but it did not run. So either the USB stick is completely busy with the installation, or I'm not supposed to run Firefox anymore. Well, it says installing. Aurora is the ThinkPad. Oh, there's Firefox. So it's the problem in this USB stick speed, obviously, which is currently busy. Is the ThinkPad T580 a good laptop in 2024? Well, I have two of them. One is T580 and one is T480. The difference is just 1 inch of the screen size and a little bit of battery. But for normal usage, I think pretty much yes. I'm not sure what it would behave like on Windows 11, or even if you can install Windows 11 on it. But for Linux, it's perfectly fine. I haven't run into any slowdowns at all. You just have to have a model with like decent amount of RAM. Maybe 8 gigabytes of RAM is like, it could be tight if you overload it with many open applications, but if you can put 16 in it, I think you're good to go with whatever you throw at it. I even did some video editing on the 580, so I think yes. I mean, you can have it like refurbished for pretty low amount of money. They go for like 200 euros. So this is still installing. Let me see if I can open something about KDE Linux. KDE Linux Arch banana. Open this. What else do we have? This. Open a new tab. Discussion and immutable. Oh, this is on Debian forums. Okay. The installer is still installing. Let's put this below on the bottom so we can follow it along while it's installing, and put this high above. There we go. Yeah, so that's the text that I was reading moments ago. Where were we? Here somewhere. Setup. Use. Installation. So they're giving you some installation devices, like use ISO image writer. This is the KDE application in the GUI. From terminal, how to burn the USB stick, how to install with Calamares. Until Discover gets support, the following needs running. Update TTL update. Okay, so this is something that we are supposed to be running after the installation. VMs, we don't need that this time. Is this even moving? Where is it? Like between the E and S, between the last two letters here. Either this USB stick is very slow, I actually use Linux, I'm just too lazy to update my channel name and logo. Well, channel name, it's pretty easy to update. I changed mine a couple of times before. It used to be called like Dart, or I had something else in between. I even called it Amiga at some point because I was thinking about making some Amiga related content. I don't think this thing is moving. I hope I'm wrong and just the USB stick is slow. Local development. Environment, you need to be running better file system storage driver for Docker, otherwise this won't really work. Official Docker documentation is planning this. This is nothing that we need for the basic installation. Differences from other immutable distros. Okay, this could be fun. Okay, so Keynote, Kalpa, and SteamOS. Distributed by KDE. This has several advantages. The chain of responsibility is never gated on a third party. KDE and KDE EV can have a direct relationship with third parties using it, for example, hardware manufacturers. KDE can explicitly recommend it without picking favorites from among other distro partners. Relies on systemd tooling. This means it benefits from the bulk of development done by systemd outside of KDE. So, for example, updates use systemd sysupdate rather than something like RPM OS 3. Oh, it seems that we are done. Let me just read this fully. Relies on systemd tooling. Okay, no packaging knowledge required for the development for it. Offers multiple release schedules, prior art. Okay, we'll get to that after reboot. All done, all done. Restart now and press done, and let's see what happens. You're going to see a FreeBSD logo now because I baked it into the BIOS. This is my FreeBSD laptop. Oh, I need to remove the USB stick. There we go. Not sure what it took so long to show the KDE logo. Unify outputs. Okay, and now we have the welcome center again. So let's just zoom in a little bit for everyone else to be able to see this. $125. Is this zoomed in enough for the stream? Is it readable? Or do you want me to go to 150? What does this look like? I mean, can you see all of the text? I can pretty much read anything from my tiny screen where am I streaming from, but I want confirmation from you guys. If you're sleeping in chat, I'm just going to skip. Access the internet, simple by default, powerful where needed. Okay, back, Plasma. Share anonymous usage information. You can help KDE improve Plasma. Basic system information, application version, compiler information, platform information, QPA information, Qt version information. Okay. What else do we have to report? Use 150. Okay. Okay, this could be a little bit of a problem. This application doesn't want to resize. I can't get the I'm trying to get my taskbar back. Oh, it's on that. Why don't I have it on this screen? How silly. 150. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it on the wrong monitor. I thought when I select unify outputs, it would just unify the zoom of everything. What did I do now? Once again, your screen, the streaming one, is not zoomed in for some reason. I don't get it. Mine is zoomed in. This is so strange. Okay, let's just send detail system. Let's send everything. I'm going to format this PC anyway, so let them see what we have installed today. Built-in screen and your screen. I don't get it. Let's leave it at 150 and let's log out. Oh, this is completely broken. On my screen, it's like I can't even show it to you. It's like it's like the desktop environment is larger physically than my screen. But let's log out and see if that fixes it. Log out now. Okay, this seems to be zoomed into 100% again. Hopefully it will be 150 now. And it's not actually. So my screen is zoomed in, as you can see, 150 built-in screen, 150, and your screen is still at 100. Let's try to change that. Oh, now it's fine. Now it's fine on your end. Okay. Okay, this application stretches pretty nicely. I don't suppose that we need to go through the settings of KDE. Which KDE is this anyway? About this system. Okay, so this is the... I don't think this is released in public. 6.2. I think we are still at 6.1 officially. Let's check it out like this. Arch back. Okay. Cancel that. Cancel that. Plasma. Oh, 6.2. I guess I was wrong. 6.2.4. Pretty much everything. 6.2.80. Okay. KDE framework Qt version 6.8, kernel version 6.12.3. So everything is pretty much cutting edge. And this is the system specs. 4 cores, Intel with hyper-threading. This model, 16 gigs of RAM. Serial number. What else can we see? Power management. Should I put it to sleep and see how it resumes with this operating system? This is always interesting to me. I'm going to unplug the power supply and just like hang up the lid for a test. I would expect it to go to sleep, but HDMI is connected, so maybe not. Let's see how this behaves on battery. Display, suspend session when inactive, when power button, when laptop lid is closed, even when external monitor is connected. Okay, let's apply this and see it again. I wish to see if it successfully goes to sleep and comes back to full life. I mean, you would expect every modern kernel with systemd to behave pretty much the same. Okay, let's open it up and see how it behaves. It's booting up. There we go. I'm just gonna plug back the power in. This is pretty fine. Software update. Oh, let's see how to update software. I forgot the command. Community, was it here? I think it was. So updates. This is how you do the update for now. Copy console. We trust you have received the usual lecture from the local system administrator. Respect the privacy of others. Okay. I respect my own privacy. So this is KDE Linux update until they make it built into the KDE Discover application. I am not sure what is this supposed to do at this point when they have nightly images literally releasing every day. Even dinner time? Okay, I haven't seen the message previously. Bon appetit. While the line is heading towards 100%. Let's just see what else have we skipped reading here. Long-term maintenance and end-of-life plans. OS images are served from here. Okay. The end-of-life contingency plan is to push a final update, shipping an OS image that transforms the system into a completely different distro to be chosen at the appropriate point in time. Example of which distro team we have a good relationship with that could take on all of the new users when the time comes. Okay, I suppose I have understood what they meant with this. You can send them ideas, join their chat room. Okay, let's see how the update is going. So the update seems to be finished without any particular messaging here. Shall we reboot it? I don't know. Let's do that. Sudo reboot. I'll check out the file system now when it boots up. But all in all, the installation went pretty well. And it looks like it's pretty much ready for, what does this say? Oh, it was a very tiny text, but if I managed to see it, it offered me two installations, like the current one and the previous one in which you can boot into. So I guess if the update breaks or if you're not happy with the latest OS update, you can just boot the previous one. There we go. How to boot. Let's see if anything has changed. Oh, the kernel changed as well with the system update. It was 6.12.3 just moments ago. Free software fan 73, the Touch Boy. Welcome in. Yeah, so sorry about that. DF, let's see what the file system says here. Let me know if my mic goes out of range. I'm trying to see my screen, but the mic is getting in my way. Root file system. Okay, so this is all the butter file system. That's why everything is at 2%, because these are just the parts of the same file system. The same partition. It's just like virtual partitions of the butter file system. So they have system, home, root, snap. Okay, so snap is already installed. That's interesting. Var, containers, Docker, and some other partitions. Mount. Okay, let's stretch this up a little bit. That's a lot of mount points. Let's try to install something from the Discover. This laptop usually isn't this slow, to be honest, but okay. Updates are now up above. Arc, Firefox, Ocular. Let's update everything. Will it ask for my password? Not for now. Okay, let's see where is it pulling the packages from. So default source is FlatHub and firmware updates. So we don't have snap packages, although I have seen the snap partition. Okay, let's see if we have GIMP installed. GIMP? No. Okay, so let's pull GIMP for a test. GIMP? Nothing found. I can see it up there. Okay. GIMP 210. Can we pick the beta version somewhere? I know they have version 3 on FlatHub. Can we do it like a noob, just like pull some drop-down menu and select beta? GIMP beta. That won't work. Install from FlatHub. Okay. I mean, it's just one click, but I know that there's a beta on FlatHub, and it would be kind of cool if KDE Discover could do that. Just offer you various different versions of software. Five stars out of 2000 reviews. Okay, we have GIMP installed. For the first run, this is normal. Second run will be much faster. Quit, launch it again. There we go. Okay, GIMP works. Installation from KDE Discover works just fine. I am approaching this from a totally noob perspective. Like, this is going to be a simple distribution for users that don't want to tinker with their operating system. You know, just like pull everything from FlatHub and get Linux out of their way. So this is kind of cool, actually. They already came quite far at this point. Telegram install from FlatHub. Close this and close that. Telegram is installing. What else do you want me to show to you? There's nothing much to it. This is just like a Plasma operating system on something that's completely mutable. So I think we are pretty much done, unless you have some ideas. What would you like to see here? A lot of typical systemd stuff is running in the background. Bluetooth. Hi from Brazil. You went to a mini DebConf in here. Okay, man. I would like to go to a Debian conference at some point. It's just that everyone is, each one of them is too far away. None of them happen in Croatia. We could test something to be plugged in for a test. It's just that all my equipment is already plugged in into my main PC, and if I unplug anything from my main PC, the stream will die. I don't know, we can use a USB hard drive. There is no reason why this shouldn't work, but we can try this, just like a random hardware. There we go. Ventoy, mount and open. Okay. Ventoy is a cool toy. You can boot many operating systems from just one hard drive. Or one USB stick if you have a larger one. You just drop ISO images on it, and it boots up any operating system installer that you want. What else can I plug in for you? I don't have anything on my desk that's pluggable. So there's 13 of you in chat, and nobody has any questions for KDE Plasma. Can you not think of anything? It's the best toy. Yeah, Vento is the best toy. If it's immutable, will KDE Themes with advanced scripts work? Have you tried doing a system update? Yes, David, with letters upside down. We have already done the upside with the system update. Basically, let me show you here the command. So KDE Linux here. No, not here. KDE Linux banana here. So the system update procedure is not yet built into the KDE Discover, but as I understand it, they are planning to put it in Discover, as it says here. So what we did like 10 minutes ago is just run this command, and it was very simple in the shell. It was like just one bar going from 0% to 100%, and then it says done. And after I rebooted it, it offered me in the grub menu to pick whether I want to boot the new operating system or the previous one. I can show it to you. Actually, let's do that. Let's see how it works if you go to the previous version. Lenovo Management Engine, UEFI DBX. Let's update all of that. Let's start to install updates. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, let me cancel this to show you console. Uname. Okay, so we are at 6.12.4 kernel, which is a part of the latest operating system update. And the previous system had the previous kernel. So let's pick the previous version of the operating system and see if it boots up, with the previous version of the kernel. I expect it will boot up the completely old image. Don't mind the FreeBSD logo. That's just me baking it into the BIOS because this is my FreeBSD laptop usually. It updated my EFI BIOS. It should present me with the grub menu any moment now. Oh, please wait while we are installing a system update. This is showing only on my laptop screen. See here. You can't read it, but it says please wait while we install a system update. This actually might be a BIOS update. I'm not sure. If this is a BIOS update, then my FreeBSD logo will disappear now. I wasn't paying attention when I clicked install everything, but let's see. Let's see what we get. Okay, so you can't read this, but the actually I can't read this either. It's too small. But let's pick the second one in the row and see if that's the previous operating system. Hi, Amir. Open source fiddler. Live hello from a decommissioned YouTube channel creator. From a decommissioned YouTube channel creator. Is it you who decommissioned it? What distro are you using currently? Currently, we have freshly installed KDE Linux, which is based on Arch Linux, and it is immutable distribution. That is supposed to get like snapshots of Arch Linux packages like every, I suppose, couple of months. They have yet to disclose this information, and it's also having atomic updates. This is like a completely fresh install. If you missed it, we have installed it like half an hour ago. Let's see what have we booted up. Uname. See, okay, so this is the previous installation, kernel 6.12.3. So the I have downloaded KDE Linux snapshot, a nightly snapshot to my USB stick like 3 days ago. And that snapshot came with kernel 6.12.3, and this is what we installed. And then we updated the system, and now we have 6.12.4, and now I'm going to reboot it again to the new system. So basically you can just switch at will between current operating system and the previous one. And in the wiki page of KDE Linux, it says, oh, my image is still here for FreeBSD. That's nice. It's not deleted. This is where you pick which version, right? Let's pick the new one again, and it should be 6.12.4 now. On the wiki page, they said that they are doing the AB updates like SteamOS, literally. So when you update the operating system, it will fill up the second partition, the other partition that's currently not in use. So when you reboot, it will just boot up in the new operating system, and it will leave the previous one intact, atomic style. Console, uname, and once again we are at 6.12.4, and let's see if we have fast fetch. Fast fetch, yeah, we do. Okay, so I think this is zoomed in enough, so you can all read it. So whoever asked which distribution this is, once again, this is KDE Linux, project name Banana, and it's not released yet. It will be released, I'm guessing, sometime next year. This is a snapshot from 3 days ago. KDE Linux operating system, ThinkPad T580 host with the current version of kernel. Packages installed via pacman, although I don't think we have pacman. We do actually. Pacman. Okay, so let me just close the door here. We do have pacman, which is interesting, and I haven't expected pacman to work at all, because on SteamOS it doesn't work. Okay. Do we have Emacs installed? No. Can we install Emacs via pacman? Apparently yes. Okay, this is a bit unexpected, to be honest. So what's the idea behind this? If we can install packages via pacman, how is this immutable? Or where is this installing? I guess we're going to find out. Alistair says I'm using Arch, by the way. I'm using Arch, by the way, as well. Open source Fiddler, I am on 6.4.0 on OpenSUSE 15.6. So much behind. Keyring is not writable. Failed to commit transaction. No packages were upgraded. Emacs. Okay, so Emacs. Okay, so I suppose this is semi-expected. I mean, the whole distribution is immutable, so I was wondering why is pacman even present as a command. But I suppose that this is something that they need to work on until the release of this operating system, because I would not expect pacman to be here at all. You're a man of respect in my book because of the Arch. Well, Arch is nice. I used to use Debian Linux for many years, and I am quite, I would say, proficient with it. I have installed a lot of servers with it. I maintain a lot of Debian servers, and I am at home with Debian. So if something is not right with it, I can make it work for myself, and it's a pleasant home for me. It's just that I started doing a lot of gaming recently on my main PC, and you need to have all of the updated packages. You can pull the fairly latest kernel with drivers for the Radeon card from Debian backports, but I prefer some of the bleeding edge software, including KDE Plasma and what's it called from Valve's compositor. My brain rot is kicking in today. Anyways, Valve has a gaming Wayland-based compositor, which I just can't remember the name. I need that one to be the latest version, so I just kind of decided to hop on Arch Linux. It was like 4, 5, 6 months ago. I think it's like half a year now. No, not Hyperland. The Valve's compositor, the ones that used on Steam Deck to play video games. Okay, let's ask the internet. I'm very bad with names of everything. GameScope. Okay, GameScope. GameScope is what Valve uses to run video games on Steam Deck. And even if you don't use Steam Deck on your regular gaming PC, you can use GameScope to basically simulate kind of a gaming console. You don't need the X11 environment or Wayland anything. You just run GameScope literally from the text console in your Linux, and through GameScope you can run Steam in full screen and just use it with the controller. It's almost the exact same experience as with Steam Deck, and you get a lot of benefits like the replacement for VSync, like frame rate capping, and it's all of a lot of the gameplay is smoother in some games. So I kind of test around gaming between Hyperland and KDE and X11 KDE and Wayland KDE and GameScope, and some games work better in different scenarios, but in GameScope all of them run pretty well. So it's just a little bit of a hindrance to switch between the desktop environment to GameScope session, because while I am gaming in the GameScope session, I cannot have two monitors because I am used to gaming with two monitors. The one on the right is just like a helper monitor, my chat with friends or a browser with some ideas on how to build my sorcerer in Path of Exile 2 and similar stuff, and the game is on the main screen. So I kind of prefer to have two screens. And Hyperland, I use that on my laptop, the other one, but I haven't found a good way to do Hyperland or any tiling manager on my main PC because my main PC has the monitor is a little bit large, and I can't. That's the monitor. I can't really find a way to use a tiling window manager on such a large screen, because usually what I work on at the moment, it's always in the middle of the screen and it's never full screen. And how tiling window managers work, they usually split your screen in half like this, or vertically, or you have three of the windows and the middle one is stretched. I just can't find a truly working. I don't know. I can't see myself finding a solution for a large monitor. But yeah, this is KDE Linux, the future operating system that KDE is going to ship. Your setup is kind of similar to mine. I also use two monitor. I can't get used to just one monitor anymore. Yeah, right. So the just one monitor, it just doesn't work well. I mean, when I'm when I'm doing some regular work, as in not video games, then I can move a lot of windows around because I have a large canvas. This is a 42-inch screen, so I could use just one. It's just that I always have some helper application in my sideline, right? And while I'm gaming, then I absolutely need to have two monitors. I use red poison on some of my low power devices and it works nicely. Okay, so what is red poison on some of my low power devices? I'm not familiar with that term. Window manager. Tiling window manager. Okay. I wasn't familiar with that one. X11 manual tiling window manager. Yeah, I mean, the depends on what you mean by low power devices, because this laptop is from 2018 and it has 8th generation Intel i5 and it pretty much runs everything I need. It's pretty. I mean, it's like what is it? It's like 6 years old now, maybe 7, but it still packs a good punch with both the integrated graphics for windowing system and Hyperland. 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah, okay, I understand this. Yeah. With can't you put more? I mean, 8 would be like nicer, and RAM is not that expensive. I don't suppose that anyone new joined, but let me move my image from here so you can see that this is KDE Plasma 6.3 development version. However, when we did the fast fetch, it said that we are on Plasma version. Where is it? I'm blind. Where does it say Plasma version? Packages, shell, display. Oh, here. Okay, 6.2.80. Okay. Anyways, hello, I'm on Toshiba T130 laptop and I tried KDE and it runs well. I'm not familiar which processor is running T130, but if it's running well, it's running well. Where you could, you did add some more RAM, but PCs have some PCs have 4 and practical maximum in theory you can add more, but there are no bigger modules available anymore. DDR2. Okay, so an older laptop. It's only 1 core. Okay, so someone asked about teaming. Oh, Pentium. Okay. That requires a little bit of optimization. Someone asked about KDE teaming with immutable distribution, and I haven't answered that quickly enough, but we can try to go to KDE Discover and pull some team. But normal teams will install to user home directory, so I guess this is not going to be an answer to your question, because your question was about advanced themes that are, I suppose, installed as a system. But I'm not that familiar with KDE theming, to be honest. I just tried a couple of themes previously from the KDE store somewhere. I don't even remember where it was. It runs 720p and some 1080p on YouTube as well. Yeah, you know, one of my kind of dreams was to have a laptop powered with Raspberry Pi. I suppose it will not happen because Raspberry Pi doesn't really have truly a good reason to make a laptop, but you know, like a low power device that could run longer on battery, and you know, it's powerful enough for normal daily usage. I'm just a battery junkie, you know. This laptop can do around 5 hours, so that's perfectly nice, but I would like to have more, you know, like an all day battery life. I don't really need performance on a laptop. Open source Fiddler, help me out with Teams. I'm not very familiar with KDE Teams. You said you can't install Teams from the Teams setup anymore. So where that is? Where is this option? In the settings, we are in the settings now, okay. Oh, here, sorry. Sorry. Appearance, colors and themes, get new theme. Use caution when accessing user created content shown here. Okay, so if I, can we sort it like rating? Sweet KDE. Okay, let's try this one. But your question was about advanced themes, and I suppose what that means is could not decompress archive. Temporary failed. Could not decompress archive. I am having a feeling that this answers your question. But I don't suppose that this is how it's... So you probably cannot... I don't suppose that this is how it's supposed to behave as the end game, right? This is a development version of the operating system. None of the things is actually finished here. So maybe the KDE developers will make it work in a different way, so it all bundles in your home directory or something like that. Sorted by name. Okay, let's 37,000 downloads. Let's see this one. I understand that it might not manage to theme the SDDM, but my own user theme should be able to download and install, at least how I would expect it to work. Yeah, I don't know. I can only show you what is in front of me. I'm not... I wasn't thinking about debugging why this doesn't work, because this is a nightly development version. So I honestly expected a lot more things to be broken at this point, because there is no even planned release date for this operating system. But the idea on its own, KDE, they have a matrix channel as well. For this project, if you go to the KDE Linux banana, this page, right? So this is the page about this operating system. If you go down to the bottom, it will tell you to go to their matrix room. So this is where they are talking. Open a new tab. You are invited. Yeah, I don't have anything installed on this operating system. I will join their room from my own PC after the stream, just to ask them some question. Xavier, this is not KDE Neon. This is a completely new operating system based on Arch Linux, and it's totally unfinished. I have installed the nightly version of this operating system. See here. You can use the web interface for Matrix, but you need an account. Yeah, I don't want to log into that in the middle of the stream. We can do that all individually after the stream. So let me show you to the guys who have skipped the beginning of the stream. Architecture of this new operating system. Reproducible builds must pass CI quality insurance, maybe? No, I don't know what CI is. Base OS is Arch-based. Your OS updates are some degree of rolling snapshot-based releases with relatively recent libraries. I believe that this means that they're going to just snapshot Arch Linux at a certain point in time and say like this is the following upcoming version of KDE Linux. Maybe they will snapshot something from Arch and test it for a couple of days or weeks. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I do not think that they're going to give you a snapshot from yesterday and just call it a release today. Butter file system as the file system, debug bootloader with nice boot theming, encryption of user folder, include recovery partition, read-only based system like Steam OS 3, atomic image-based AB updates with rollback functionality. This is something that I have demonstrated about 10 minutes ago. I hope you have catched it. Instead of legacy packages, we target modern deployment systems such as Flatpak and maybe even Snap. Wayland by default. And what else did I say? The KDE operating system, high quality user experience, does not break, keeps security in mind, no packaging knowledge required, focused on modern technologies, attractive to hardware partners, so they're going to get some money from laptop and computer makers for bundling this. Any edition can be used as the main system by our developers, support switching between editions, release schedules. This is these guys. So you can switch between stable and enthusiast and testing whenever you want, and nothing will break, because if you're on stable, which ships only released software on a delayed schedule, if you want to switch to enthusiast edition, which is like the latest released version of software, even beta versions, you're just going to tell it go to the enthusiast edition. It will download the latest enthusiast edition onto the other partition, and then you're going to reboot into that other operating system, and the previous one will stay, and you can boot back into it if you want. It will not upgrade your system. It will just like spawn another one, and then you will have two. I'm new to Linux. Well, Xavier, if you have patience to wait for KDE Linux to release, which is I have no idea when, then this distribution might be something nice for you to give it a try. In the meantime, I would maybe recommend Zorin OS to try, because it's pretty just works. This one. If you're completely new to Linux, this is what I would propose to test. Zorin comes with GNOME, and it's pretty. It has a lot of pretty user interface themes, and I am sure that you will like it. Otherwise, you might want to try Mint. This one is also very user-friendly, especially with their Cinnamon user desktop environment. You can go with Ubuntu if you want. Basically, all of these three that I'm showing you are actually based on Ubuntu. But honestly and personally, I would go with Zorin if you are asking for advice. If not, then maybe just pick one of these three as pretty good Linux distributions for new people who don't want to get too scared of the launching the terminal. You had Wayland mouse lag issues when you turn off your laptop. You mean like when you put it to sleep and resume? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. There is always something to troubleshoot, I suppose. Or you can just switch to a different operating system. Maybe it's a driver issue. Are you on latest Zorin or the previous one? The latest one is 17.2, I think. This one was released. They said it's jammy. But the reason why I'm asking if you are on 17.1 or 17.2 is because of the kernel version, because they changed the kernel, and the newer kernel has newer versions of drivers for all kinds of hardware. So it's always a good idea to have a newer kernel. If you are on the latest one, then I don't know. You can ask on forums. I can't troubleshoot. I can't troubleshoot on stream, but if you want, you can join my Matrix channel. There are a couple of boys there that are sometimes willing to give you a hand with troubleshooting stuff, or maybe with some advice. You tried GNOME 47 and it doesn't have the mouse lag on Fedora. Yeah, I'm not sure which GNOME version is on Zorin. I would think that it's the latest one, but I am not sure. .43.9 on Zorin. Okay. Really? That old? That's a little bit odd. I don't know if you are in the mood. If you're in the mood for some distro hopping, maybe try out Mint Linux. Mint has a different user interface called Cinnamon. It's somewhat based on GNOME 3, but it forked a long time ago, and it looks completely different. Maybe experiment a little bit. So, guys, is there anything else that you would like to see on this KDE Linux operating system, except the fact that Teams cannot be installed at the moment? So what I have tried so far is to close the lid of my laptop and successfully resume. You installed KDE on Zorin. I guess you can do that. It's just that when it depends on how much you want to tinker. Of course, you can do what you did. It's just that when you want some kind of a premium experience from a certain desktop environment, then it's kind of a better idea to go with the distribution that puts their most efforts into making your desktop environment like a first-class citizen, right? So when you install Debian, there is no first-class citizen desktop environment on Debian, because they are all vanilla, right? You can pick GNOME or KDE Plasma or XFCE or any other or Mate. All of them are very much vanilla and nothing is customized. So whatever you pick on Debian, all will behave as the original maker intended. It's just that nothing is particularly themed or pretty until you tinker with it. And I expect Zorin to be the same with something that's not their own desktop environment. KDE 5.8. 5.8. That's old. Isn't the latest one 5.27? The latest of version 5 is 5.27.11, I would say. The 5.8 is pretty old. I would not recommend using that if you want to experience the latest software. I would also not force you on using Arch Linux, but I don't know. If you want to try out KDE, maybe try KDE Neon. Neon will give you the latest Ubuntu and the latest version of KDE if you just want to tinker with the desktop environments. Window decorations. Oh, sweet. Wait. What happened here? We actually have themes, or was this pre-packed? Global theme, Breeze Dark. Desktop and Windows. Apply. Breeze Twilight. Apply. I'm not sure if this was packed. Apply. Oxygen theme. Colors. Nightlight application style. Plasma style. I mean, if you want, Xavier, if you want to do a little bit of distro hopping, maybe you can also check out the latest Pop OS, the actual beta version. Why is my taskbar not visible? My taskbar disappeared. Or crashed. I don't know what happened to my taskbar. I guess we are having some bugs. Colors, application style, window decorations, sweet dark, transparent. I'm just fooling around a little bit. Login screen. Can we switch to, I don't know, Maldives? It will ask for the password, yes. Okay, global theme. Let's go back to Breeze Dark. Yeah, but my taskbar is gone. Never mind, it's crashed. Pop OS. What you could do is not go to the download, but actually learn more about Cosmic. This is the beta version of their new desktop environment that they're making. It's not based on anything. They made it from scratch, and it's, I suppose, set to release next year, but you can already install it, although they call it Alpha 4, but it's based on Ubuntu 24.4. But it's also something that's nice to give it a try. I'm always curious to test everything that is available on Linux, so it's just how I am, you know. I like to try out all of the different operating systems based on Linux and versions of desktop environments. And this month, the new version of XFCE is coming out. I'm going to make a video about that as soon as it releases. It is getting initial support for Wayland, which was something that people have been waiting for a while. And different things are going on in Linux community every day. Something is always coming out that is asking for attention to be tested and played around with. You tried Cosmic with live boot. Okay, that's fine. How do you like it? I tried it in one of my previous videos, but I did not try the live boot. I tried it on Arch Linux. And it works pretty nicely. It's a bit different than what I am used to with desktops. I have been running GNOME for quite a while. Previously, I was a Ubuntu user for a while because I liked their Unity desktop environment, and then they switched to GNOME, and GNOME is kind of I cannot feel it properly. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't see myself truly enjoying GNOME 3 operating system desktop environment. If they do something with it in the future, maybe. So far, I'm just switching between Plasma and Hyperland. You think it was laggy? The Cosmic. I also thought that it was laggy while I was moving my mouse, but it turned out to be intentional window focus switch lag that was initially set to like a quarter of a second. And then I switched it to 0 and it wasn't laggy anymore. But when I switched it to 0, then the top upper right corner widgets did not work properly, because when I would click the I don't know, wireless or was it some of the icons in the top right corner, right? When I would click it, it would pop up a little menu, and between the top bar and the menu there is like 2 or 3 pixels of empty space. And because I set the lag to 0, then as soon as my mouse would reach the empty space, the window would close, and it was a bit funny. So you're not supposed to put it on 0. You need to give it a couple of milliseconds at least, so it can jump over the empty space. GNOME is just okay for me, but I can live in Plasma as well, or in FV. I cannot pronounce these words in English. I just read it in Croatian, FVVMatri, or Red Poison. Not that experienced with XFS. I really need to read some of these names the way I read them in my head. I'm not a very skilled English speaker. So XFC and LXQT, not with other basic window managers. I remember using PopWise back in the 2004. Yeah, but that was based on GNOME. XFCE. The problem with my language, it's Croatian, right? Is that we read everything the way it is written, right? So, for example, like here, let me zoom in a little bit here. So let's just take a random word. So this is not in Croatian clearly, but this word, how I would read this in Croatian. So this first letter is C. The second one is U. The third one is S. So the way I read it is cus. C, U, S, cus. And the whole word is custom, because every letter is being pronounced the exact same way, either when it's solo, standalone, or in the middle of a larger word. So, you know, when I see XFCE in my head, is just XFCE. Slovak. Okay, sorry about that. So while having a slightly crashed Plasma, maybe we can press Ctrl-Alt-Delete and see if something happens. Okay, let's log out and recover this desktop session. So one of the problems with Plasma is never use the bleeding edge version. There is always bugs. I have chosen to log out and nothing actually happened. And now we are stuck with session that is unusable. I'm going to do just Control Alt F3 and log in here. Oh, I cannot log in as root. Okay. Let's do this. Sudo. Oh, something is happening. It kicked me out of my text console for some reason. Let's go back. Sudo. Okay, now we are root. And what did I want? I wanted to restart SDDM. Nope. Can I do it with this command? Yes, I can. Okay, so typical systemd commands are pretty functional. And we are back. Yeah, and my session is saved because that's the default in the Plasma. We need to disable that. Where do we disable this? Default applications. Nope, nope. There's a auto start. Okay, auto start, no. Session. Ask for confirmation on login, launch apps, start with an empty session. Okay, this is what I like to use. This is what I like to use. There we go. Xavier is downloading back the KDE on Zorin. I'm going to check which version it's on. And Open Source Fiddler says, I know I have a different name here, but we are in touch on Mastodon from time to time. Peter. Oh, Peter. Okay, I know Peter Kotrchka. Peter Kotrchka. So that's me. Okay, man. The Open Source Fiddler. I just must warn you that I'm really, really bad with names. And not just people's names, but also software names, car names, anything that is a name of something or someone. I tend to forget a lot. I usually, when we talk on Mastodon, I usually remember avatars a lot more than I remember names. Of course, the name helps. It's just that my brain is somehow more tuned to the visual than the naming kind of things. And I often forget a lot of commands on Linux. I know how to use them, but I forget their actual name. When I was trying to remember the Valve compositor name half an hour ago, it just happens to me, and it happens every day. So apologies for forgetting your YouTube name next time you join, but if you do join next time, just remind me who you are. Thank you, Xavier, for the sub. Alistair is leaving. You too, but sometimes people have similar avatars, then I cannot remember who told me what, and it is hard to find the source. Yours is unique with the red hat. Yeah. When was it? I started the YouTube channel in January, so we are approaching my first year of this YouTube channel, first active year of this YouTube channel. I have had a couple of videos previously, but they are bad. I think I have hidden those. The thing is, I was in London in UK in 2023 in summer, and I was thinking about my YouTube channel and how I'm going to restart it and put some more effort into it. And I was passing by a hat store, literally a hat store, a random one, I don't remember the name. And I saw this red hat in the glass window, right? And I literally knew what that red hat is for. It's not like I'm any kind of a fan of a red hat as a company. It's just that I saw the hat and I saw my YouTube channel in my mind, and I said to myself, okay, this is it. This is what I need, no matter what people will say. I mean, most of the people who visit my comments on my videos, most of you laugh at it in a good way, right? A couple of guys came in and said like, some bad words. I am not supposed to swear on YouTube or especially on live stream, but you know what I mean. Like some people who took it in the wrong way, and I cannot do anything about that. It's fun. It's fun. And when I come to other people's channels and leave comments on other Linux YouTubers, and usually they reply to me, oh, I remember you, I saw your channel. And they just see the icon and that's enough. So I think the hat did what it was supposed to do. Northern Chimp shows a penguin icon. It suits you with the beard. My obsession with that, with what? With flat caps is not as pronounced in photos. So to be honest, the hat suits you. Kind of looks like cowboy. Well, a little bit, yes. A little bit, yes. I'm not sure if I can show you an older picture, like from a year ago. But this is... crap. Yeah, this is from... sorry about that. This is from London a year ago. A little bit more than a year ago, so there was no beard at the time. Why can't I zoom into this picture? It's showing me a video. Travels London. Here. Not sure what it will look on camera. Oh, it sucks. It sucks, but this is this angle is a little bit better. But that's my beard from a year and a bit more ago. You're a fan of wet shaving, so my face is as smooth as a baby's, you know what. Yes, I'm a bit lazy to completely shave myself. The hair I just pass with what do you call it? The thing that has a motor and like a shaver, but not for the man's beard, but shaver for the hair, right? I just remove the whatever it comes on top and just take all of the hair off, but it always leaves a little bit around. So right now we no longer have FreeBSD on my laptop here, so I guess I'm going to have to reinstall it. And when I will be reinstalling it, I will probably make a video out of it. Marko Jovanovic, Ljudina, what distro are you installing on T580? Greetings from Serbia. We have already installed KDE Linux. Let me show you quickly. KDE Linux banana. I will show it to you as quickly as I can because I have shown this already. So this is an existing distribution in the sense that it is going to be released in the future. And what we have installed during this stream was the nightly version that I have downloaded from their website 3 days ago. Not to be confused with KDE Neon, which is based on Ubuntu, because the base system is Arch. Operating system updates are some degree of rolling in the sense that they will do a snapshot of Arch Linux every now and then. Reproducible builds, automated UI testing, system deboot as the bootloader with nice theming, Butterfile system encryption of all of the user data, includes recovery partition, read-only based system like SteamOS, atomic image-based AB updates with rollback functionality. So what this all means is that this new version of operating system called KDE Linux, you will just install it as we did today from the USB stick. It will just make you two partitions. One is A partition, other one is B partition. And what it does is when you do the system update, it will download in atomic way. And atomic means that it will download the whole new operating system and install it to the other partition that is not in use. And if it successfully applies everything, then you will be able to reboot into the new operating system, but the old one will stay. So you will have the choice to boot up into the previous operating system if you are not happy for whatever reason with the update. So updates will not be made in a normal way that most of the typical Linux distribution do it, but more like SteamOS does it. When there is an operating system update, the whole thing downloads and the old one does not get deleted. And also, if you will want to switch from stable edition, which ships on a delayed schedule, like stable, if you will want to ship to bleeding edge software, you will be able to switch to enthusiast edition in the same way. It will download the new version onto the other partition, and then you will just reboot into the new one. And if something is broken, then you can just go back without downgrading anything because the old one is still installed. Open source fiddler, it's not only about the smooth face, but it's about the ritual. I can think about a lot of things while I'm shaving. Together with the shower, it's often 40 to 45 minutes. I can understand the shower, yes. I'm not sure if I would be able to do my thought process while shaving because I am not very skilled with the razor. I might cut myself if I don't think about what I'm doing. But the shower thing, I do understand that. Whenever I am showering, I always think about a lot of things in my mind. What am I going to do tomorrow at work? What am I going to do for my next YouTube video? How am I going to do it? For some, it's downloading a lot of games, says Xavier. Open source fiddler, okay, my colleague had arrived. We are changing shifts and I will go home. Have a nice evening. Have a nice evening to you as well. See you later, bro. Northern Chimp. That's why the thumbnail is banana. Oh, yes, the thumbnail is banana because this operating system is codenamed Banana. Interesting. Keep going. Nice content. Marko Jovanovic. I will do my best as this session is recorded to do a supercut of this whole stream and make it like a 10-minute video. So for people who have missed the installation process, I'm just going to cut it into the important parts without the, without the waiting part when the progress bars are moving and such things. So it will be watchable in a short time. Xavier says, I will wait for it. I am against systemd, so no reason for this distro to exist. Could you do the same for OpenBSD, KDE, or Triblix. Could I do the same for OpenBSD? You mean doing a live stream of the installation? In theory, I could. I just need to try OpenBSD first. I have installed FreeBSD on this laptop previously. I have one video on my Linux channel from a couple of weeks ago of a freshly set up FreeBSD. Also, I'm planning to install OpenBSD on here. I bought this tiny PC. This is also an 8th gen Intel i5 computer. It's not very big. So the reason why I bought this PC is because it has I can turn it around. It has like an external card here, which you can replace. This is just the monitor output, but the regular monitor output is plenty enough. And this card I will just leave out. And inside, I'm not sure if I can show it to you quickly. Let me just unscrew it quickly to see what I'm doing with this. This is my OpenBSD machine soon. So here, this is the PCI Express slot in which you can basically put a graphics card if you would like to do that. But I'm not going to make it a gaming PC, but rather this just came via mail today. And what this is a PCI Express riser card for this computer. And I need this in order to plug in a second network card. I haven't even tried it yet. I just literally removed it from the bag. I need two network cards in this PC because I'm installing OpenBSD on it, and it will be my future router for my home. Currently I use MikroTik, but I'm in the process of transitioning everything I can to better software or to free software, right? So MikroTik is great. I really like how it works. It's just that I want to switch everything in my home to completely open source and free software as much as possible in a reasonable way, right? And OpenBSD is very, very good with their firewall and networking capabilities, much more advanced than FreeBSD, right? Because FreeBSD just picks up their older versions of firewall networking stack, right? So the idea is to take whatever I have configured on my MikroTik and try to replicate that all with OpenBSD. I might try OpenSense first, just to get a little bit of grip with it. This is FreeBSD based with the GUI. But the end game is to get OpenBSD running on that tiny PC. Whether I will be able to install OpenBSD on a laptop, that remains to be seen, because on a laptop I need wireless, and it will be an interesting challenge. I will get to this point sooner or later. But I might show on video how to install FreeBSD for now, because this is something that I have already done and I might be able to replicate it live. The reason why I chose the KDE Linux distribution is because I expected it to, just work, and really it did just work. Let me just catch up with chat. So about systemd, I understand what you're saying about systemd, and I want to go back to trying a little bit of sysvinit, because I grew up with sysvinit, or whatever it's called in English. So I'm probably going to install, what is it called? The Debian without system. I forgot the name. There is a Debian clone without system, but otherwise literally the same. Dev1, yes. Thank you very much for the help. This is something that I want to try because I have a lot of experience with Debian, so I will be able to spot the differences in behavior between systemd and going back to sysvinit. One of the things that kind of bothers me is when I was growing up with Linux, one of the things that I got used to doing is, just when I'm doing some work, I do a lot of networking work, maybe not at my job, but I really need my laptop to be able to switch between various subnets at will, right? So I don't want my temporary IP address to be written in the configuration after reboot. I would just, when there was no system, when I was using sysvinit, I would just go to the console and type ifconfig my interface and my new IP address, and it would change instantly. And after I would reboot, it would be back to the old IP address. And that was my perfect scenario because I would test a lot of various subnets. I would like plug my laptop into this subnet to another VLAN, and I was randomly changing the IP address. If I do that while systemd is running, then a network manager interferes and just overrides what I did, and it's a bit of a pain to use in the way I am used to. How light is KDE OS? Let's find out. So it's currently using 2% of my 1 terabyte hard drive. Used, I guess, 11 gigabytes. Yeah, it's using 12 gigabytes. The reason why it's using 12 gigabytes is because it has 2 images of the whole system, and the old one is not deleted when you update your system. So this is the size that it's taking on the hard drive at the moment, on the SSD. Xavier, it run on my single core CPU. Do you know Zorin OS has a light version based on XFCE? I do know that. I just haven't tried it. Bruce, parents number 2 of Debian, says Dev1 is better. Sysvinit also exists on PC Linux OS. Yeah, I mean the main reason why I want to try Dev1 is precisely because I have a very much experience with Debian, and I want to experience just this one difference. Because if I switch to a completely different distro without systemd, then I will be dealing with a lot of different differences between 2 operating systems, and I really want this advantage of having Debian just without systemd. It will allow me to appreciate the change that the init system is giving me, so I can better understand it. Also I was trying, what it was the name, Nitrux Linux. This one is using OpenRC. This one is also immutable. I have tried it like a couple of months ago. It's based on Plasma desktop environment, and it's immutable, and it's kind of based on Debian, but you cannot use apt. It's not even installed, and it uses app images as a regular way of installing apps, although you can use Flatpaks as well. And it uses OpenRC for the init system. I was actually thinking about calling the guy who made this operating system. His name is Uri. And I was thinking about making an interview with him and talking about systemd and various different init systems. Would that be interesting to you to chat with someone who made the operating system with something else than systemd, and just to get his perspective on why he has chosen OpenRC? I mean, I am interested to hear his opinion, so I was thinking about doing the chat with him. I have also done a live chat with no network connection. Why is it no network connection? My matrix chat says no network connection. I hope the stream will not die. I have done a talk with the maker of Hyperland. You can check that video. It was like 4 or 5 months ago, and I am planning to do the same with the guy who made Nitrux. I just haven't called him yet, but I suspect he will be up for that. Xavier says my GPU is GMA 4500. I have no idea which GPU is that. Antix also has Debian base, but with sysvinit or runit. Yes, this is interview would be nice. Thank you for your content, Harold de Brugen. Not sure if I said that correctly. Northern Chimp says yes, and Xavier has said yep. Stream is fine. It came out in 2008. Oh, the graphics card. The thing about Linux is if you don't overdo it with the graphical interface, you can pretty much do almost with any hardware. I was planning to pull out of my closet some of my old motherboards. Let me just fetch it for now. Actually, it's too far. It's too far. I have an old motherboard with Athlon, AMD Athlon CPU, nicknamed Barton. It was the number of the CPU is 2500 plus. If you remember that one, I think it was a single or dual core. Not sure. It was somewhere from around. Let's see. Athlon. When was it released? Okay. Is that the one? It says 2003. That could be the year. Yeah, it's 2003. Okay, that one I have in my closet with NVIDIA Enforce motherboard chipset and a little bit of RAM. I have no idea how much. And I was thinking about putting it all together in a PC case and trying to install a modern version of Linux on that. And if that doesn't work, then switch to I don't know, Debian from 2000 or something like that. It sounds kind of like Brown. Harold the Brown. Okay, I apologize. I can try to read it like English people would do it, and that would be, I suppose, Brujen. But in Croatian, which is my mother tongue, I would just read it as Brujen. And once again, I apologize for doing it the way I do. You can show us Triblix because only a few people have done this. Triblix. Let's see it here. The Retro Illumos distribution. Based only in Lumos. Wait, I actually think I had Illumos planned. No, not that one. Wait, let me just see which one I had. I have another weird Linux to test, and I have it on my other tabs open on my main PC. Not this tab, not this tab, not this tab, not this tab. Okay, I have a ton of tabs open, and all of them are kind of a to-do. I found it. Okay, running Psych OS. PSYCH. Why is it? Archive. Why is it archived? Website. GitLab. Yeah, so I haven't done a research on this one, but you know, the target system is pretty low, and this could work on pretty much anything. But I can put this on my to-do as well. I can't do everything at once, but I can put it on to-do and see how it goes. Let me just switch back to my stream here. Stream chat. Okay. Maybe you could try Slackware. I'm a bit afraid of Slackware, to be honest. My colleague, which is a big Linux user from my work, he's using Slackware, and he's quite a master at Slackware, but I guess I am going to become brave someday to install Slackware. You know, people say that Arch Linux is hard, but no, Arch is actually easy. Illumos is not Linux, is the only real Unix kernel. Okay, so wait, so it's going to be similar to Mac OS, says Xavier. What is going to be similar to Mac OS? I missed your question. Are you saying BSD is not a Unix kernel? Ah, that's you two. You two are discussing Unix kernels. Okay. I thought that he's asking me. Carry on. BSD is Unix-like. Illumos is the only real Unix continuation available. No being brave is Linux from scratch. I mean, Linux from scratch is also on my to-do list, but I don't think that Linux from scratch is being brave. I would categorize that one as being adventurous, you know, as being interested in learning more, because with Linux from scratch, you're not just installing a distribution. You are learning about all of the stuff that is happening under the hood and making decisions on your own. So it's not about how hard it is to install Linux from scratch. It's more about, you know, Lego and choosing the right bricks and having the actual reason why you have picked this brick over this one. So I would really not categorize it as difficult, but because difficult would be a distribution that's just hard to install, but it has a goal, like a set goal, and Linux from scratch doesn't have a set goal. You're supposed to make it your own. So it's kind of neat, but we all need to get to that point at some point. When search if Mac OS is Linux, but it says something about Unix. Xavier, Mac OS has roots in Unix, but not really in Linux. It has some GNU applications, you know, GNU applications from Free Software Foundation. But Chris 1899, oh, you're streaming now. Yeah, I do. I was installing KDE Linux, which is Arch-based, but we are pretty much finished with that at this point. I'm not entirely sure, but if I recall correctly how the timeline went, Steve Jobs was fired from Apple. Then he started his own new company called Next, and he made Next operating system based on, what was it based on? Was it based on BSD? I'm just trying to remember. Headquartered business, Next Computers, Next Cube, OpenStep, Mach kernel. I need to dig a little bit deeper into this. I forgot. I completely forgot about this. But basically, all of this is Mach microkernel. But the Mac OS X is pretty much derived from Next operating system, right? Even the Mac OS X developers that are developing for the latest version that is available today, even now they have some how do you call them in programming? When you call some functions, then you have some functions which start with NX, I think, or something like that. Like it's trailing still from the very old operating system because they are changing it as they go, but it's still pulling. It still contains some of the code from the very old version of operating system, which wasn't actually invented by Apple, but rather by Steve Jobs and his other team from his other company. macOS 50% Mach and 50% FreeBSD. Yeah, but it also has GNU utilities, Retoras. I know this for a fact because recently Apple announced, or there was a news that they're switching some of the GNU utilities for the ones that are not GPL licensed. I forgot which ones, but some of the, let me try to find it. Apple's great GPL purge. Why did... Oh, ZSH. Yes, this was it. It wasn't recently, but I'm just saying that they did have GNU utilities previously, but all of the GNU utilities have switched to GPL3, and GPL3 is a license that Apple really does not like, because if they would use it, they would have to contribute back, and they don't want to contribute back. So they switched to ZSH instead of Bash at some point because of the license. Well, scummy company, so doing scummy things. T480 and T580 are some of the best Linux notebooks. Good upgradability and repairability and perfect Linux compatibility. Also not super expensive nowadays. Also FreeBSD wireless works on this laptop, so that's also nice. There is also Rhinos, I cannot read that, which is an open source version of macOS. Mach is similar in structure to GNU Hurd. Yeah, I would like to see GNU Hurd to continue developing. I mean, at this point, the whole thing is pretty functional and can be installed in a virtual machine. But what it is missing is drivers, right? So the biggest advantage of Linux over pretty much anything else is having a ton of drivers, like many like 30 years of drivers. And GNU Hurd, it doesn't have. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any drivers for actual hardware, or maybe for just one machine on which they started testing many years ago, an obsolete machine. So it would be nice to see if they could restart a little bit of that development and see if they can get people to port drivers. macOS uses GNU utilities because they are popular, while everything is using Bash, while only a few use KSH. But macOS started purging the purging GNU utilities when they switched the license to GPL3. Number 3 is a thorn in Apple's eye. It's finished installed it KDE Plasma 524.7. 524? That's also not the latest one. 527 is the latest version 5. Wait, what did you say on which operating system distribution are you now, Xavier? Where did you install KDE Plasma? Ritoras? Which company did you say? Sorry, not company. Which country are you from? I'm just trying to Barbados. I'm just trying to understand which kind of pronunciation should I use. But I only know English and Croatian. Basically, English and Slavic, any Slavic pronunciation. But okay, Ritoras. I can remember Ritoras. I think we could wrap up this stream for today. What do you think, guys? Do you think we can do anything else with this KDE Linux today? You can check what is running. It is using 2.5 gigabytes of RAM together with Firefox, which we can. And now we are at 1.1 gigabyte of used RAM. I think this is fair for a modern operating system. Yeah, but I cannot. I cannot do this in one stream. This stream was supposed to be just about KDE Linux, and I need to prepare for something new that I haven't used before. If I get stuck, I'm going to be embarrassed or something, so I need to try it out offline. Xavier says, where I live, we don't speak proper English. It's broken English. What's that country? Which country is broken English? India? I can think of India as speaking broken English. You said Barbados. Sorry, I was asking Ritoras, which country is he from? I thought that he replied Barbados. Sorry. because when he said that his name is Ritoras, I asked him which country, and then you replied Barbados, and I thought that he that he replied that. Let me just pull my chat on a different screen here. Okay, so I can watch the camera and talk. There we go. Could be France as well. But the RAM using 1.1 out of 2.8. Okay, okay. Netherlands. Nice. Yes, you mean in the future live stream. I've subscribed because I'm waiting for Triblix. Okay, creator of Debian moved to open in Indiana, which is Illumus based. I am from Greece. Creator of Debian actually died, but I know what you mean. I'm saying about, I'm mentioning Ian Murdoch, right? The guy who actually created Debian. Okay, I can pronounce Ritoras or Ritoras. Can I try installing Linux on your old Athlon Live? In theory, I could, but that could be very slow, to be honest. That could be very slow, but I think I could do that. I would need to prepare just to have components that are fully functional, so that I don't go on stream and figure out that I don't have a functional hardware, right? So I would need to do at least half the installation offline to see that things are working, right? But yeah, I think I could do that. You think that would be fun? Debbie, I'm not sure. I think she wasn't that much involved in Debian. But Ian Murdoch died in 2015, if I remember correctly. He had some reportedly trouble with police, but I think he had some mental problems before his death. Did my stream die? Oh no, it's fine. I'm just looking at myself with a delay, and I seemed frozen. To be honest, a video would be better. Okay, a video of what? A video of what? Which one would you like to see live, and which one would you like to see as a video? He primarily designed OpenSolaris 2008.11 and replaced the Java desktop environment with the standard Linux-ish GNOME environment. The name Debian is a concentration of Deb and Ian. Yeah, I know that. And Lynn was the name of his then girlfriend. Founding director of Linux International and the Open Source Initiative. Prior to his passing, Murdoch stated that he was abused by the police. Yes. I remember reading something related to police and something related to mental health. And I'm not saying that he was crazy, I'm just saying that he had some problems that he was not able to deal with. So whether it was his fault or outside pressure, I don't know. But it was a sad day for Debian. Very, very sad day. Xavier says not to make a live and make a video of installing to all hardware. Yeah, that was my initial plan. Let me just see if I can fetch it from the closet. It was in top shelf, like all the way on the, up to the ceiling. So autofocus is doing its job fairly well. NVIDIA Enforce 2, 3 RAM sticks, the CPU here, 2 Ethernet ports, and mouse and keyboard ports, the PS2 ones. Oops, poor microphone. Sorry. It's a bit hard to do it upside down. The RAM here is, let me try to see, half a gigabyte, and the third one is, I bet, another half a gigabyte. Let me just pull it out. The third one is, I have no clue, it doesn't say. It doesn't say which one it is. And the autofocus is not working well. Anyways, I suspect the third one is also half a gigabyte, so it's 1.5 a gigabyte of RAM. With that much RAM, I can run any Linux. I should probably get rid of the PCs with DIN keyboard connectors. But, well, that depends. I have an attic on my parents' house, and I have like 4 or 5 PC cases, old ones. I have no clue what it's inside them, but I was planning to go fetch one of these PC cases and bring it over to merge it with this motherboard and see how it works. I have some other equipment here, which is not very Linux. This one here. This one doesn't have DIN switches, right? That's my childhood memory right there. Xavier tried Windows 11, but Windows doesn't have OpenGL drivers out of the box. Really? Oh, for the emulation. Yeah, for OpenGL, I think Linux is the only one. Microprofessor. Microprofessor. Even Apple has ditched the OpenGL, and even Vulkan to some degree for their operating system. They want to lock people into their Metal graphical API now. Guys, I think we should wrap up this stream for now, and I'm going to do a supercut of the installation and maybe some important parts of the stream later. I have a lot of content to watch, like 2.5 hours of content, to see what can I cut out to make a 10-minute video, right? Because people who have not been on the stream, right, will want to see how this installed. How late is my stream anyway? I just saw me turning around the camera to my Amiga on my second screen. Can you type ping in chat? Just type ping now. That's 15 seconds delay. That's a lot, because when I was setting up this stream, I have set to the fastest version, like almost real time. And 15 seconds is quite a lot. But yeah. Gasim Sara. But yes, let's wrap this up, and it's going to be a video maybe tomorrow. Okay, Xavier, Harold, Ritoras, Northern Chimp. Who else was on stream? Chris 1899. Who did I miss? I'm scrolling up the chat. Marko Jovanovic. Okay, enough scrolling. See you around.